Hello, and thank you for coming by to watch Haley, my one of my besties, and a summit speaker and sponsor. We're chatting really quick to get you all kind of excited to sign up and register for the summit. The summit coming up next week on Thursday, the 17th and 18th, is titled Finding Connection After Relationship Trauma. And Haley knows a little bit about relationship trauma. Is that safe to say, Haley?
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit. So I know you're going to talk more in detail during this summit, but is there a couple teasers that you can give us about what you think would be just a little tease of what you're going to share?
Yeah, so I am obviously going to share a little bit about my own story, um, and some of how I managed to stay resilient and navigate and grow a healthy, thriving business while managing that chaos of my relationship with my daughter, and how I can and how I manage that in the long term because we're dealing with a lifetime issue. So it's definitely, if I don't get it right the first time, I've had lots of opportunity for practice.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. In the parenting realm, as long as we're alive, we have time to practice whatever skills we're trying to do. Yeah. So for those who don't know, a lot of the speakers on the summit are going to talk about intimate relationships, meaning like a partner or spouse or an old boyfriend that's betrayed them or hurt them in some way. But there's lots of different types of relationship traumas. And so Haley will share, a personal trauma involving her family members and her child. So we're not going to do that today. You have to come to the summit to hear her story. It is pretty incredible. Haley is in the dictionary beside resilient. There's a picture of Haley. And I don't say that lightly because I know tons of people at this point who have had traumas. Haley, it's amazing to me that you have been able to grow and build your business as you navigate the challenges of having a child with some, I'll just say issues because we're not going to give away her story today. And I don't know how much you're gonna, because of privacy, how much you're gonna share or not. I'm gonna leave that to you.
I share
So,
quite a bit of that.
okay, good.
There's a lot of it's in the public domain, so it's not super private. But talking about, yeah, it's how do you navigate, severe issues that recur and will keep recurring as long as my daughter is alive and with medicine where it is today.
Yeah. I'll give a little bit of a tease. It involves a traumatic brain injury, so people kind of know a little bit what to expect. So if you have a family member with TBI or a loved one, you may know that one of the symptoms of TBI is alternate states and moods that fluctuate quite a bit. But the case is more complicated than that. Haley's story. But like I said, you have to come to the summit to hear about that more. And Haley,
Yep.
can you tell us about your business a little bit? Because I'm really proud of the work that you're doing.
Yeah, so my business is slightly twofold. I work with a lot of small business owners through Women's Entrepreneur Network, helping them find good, solid resources for their business. Whether it's copywriters or SEO or just plain business advice to help people grow in a way that absolutely makes sense and is logical. Um, no frills, no fluff, no BS. And I work with businesses typically about 3 million a year and up, where I become their fractional CMO, chief marketing officer, and work with them a ton on marketing strategy and implementation, whether it's social media ads, websites, funnels, all the things. We make that phone ring and get the clients and the leads coming in the door.
Awesome. So I know Haley has been really helpful for me as I am a small business owner. One of the things I think is important for survivors who come to the summit and listen to Haley's talk, that you may want to pay attention to what she does for her business because some of us have relationships with toxic supervisors in the workplace. You know, if you have a job where you are not treated well, entrepreneurship, even though it's a ton of hard work, at least you have the freedom of not having to put up with a bully or someone who's sexually harassing you or someone that's making a lot of money off of your time and effort. You know, I recently switched contracts and I found out, like, I knew that the contractor, the middleman was getting more than half of my pay, but now that I'm getting paid directly is actually more than that. You know, so getting rid of or getting yourself out of situations where other people are making a lot of money off of your time and talent, that can be really empowering. And Haley's someone who can help with that. Haley, have you
Absolutely.
worked in toxic work environments before? You
Oh
know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Yeah.
absolutely. No, I have had my fair share of amazing, supportive, wonderful environments,
Mhm.
and I've also had my fair share of, yeah, subtly toxic environments with an employer that was supposedly a top employer for women and working moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you found that a lot of the women in your community, I know you have a thriving social media following. Have you found a lot of the women have histories before becoming an entrepreneur of toxic work environments?
I think so. I think almost everybody has some sort of story there. I mean, I wish it weren't so universal and ubiquitous, but unfortunately, work and coworkers and a lot of that can tend towards the toxic. People forget the lessons they learned in kindergarten and they forget how to behave and show up and are an absolute nightmare to work with. And it can be another employee causing that, or it can be, a subordinate, it can be your manager, it can be so many different people in a workplace environment that can make it toxic. And even when you own your own business, I mean, I've had to let people go because they were gossiping about clients or other things that are just not cool.
You gave me an idea for a future summit. You know, something about trauma in the workplace. I think you can present on the rules of kindergarten.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be good.
Everything I need to know about life I learned in kindergarten.
I love that. Haley, I just want to say again, I'm really appreciative of you helping Heal Thrive Dream promote this summit. Haley is a silver sponsor and she's going to help us with the ads. And we really need that kind of help. So she's going to help us a little bit with that. And she's also an expert speaker. She's brilliant. We are very lucky to have her. So thank you, Haley.
Glad, glad to
Okay,
support
thank
this.
you.